World peace is not possible until we have peace within. Especially with what's going on in the world right now. You think if the leaders all had inner peace within, maybe this wouldn't be happening. So that's my why, is to create world peace as a living and alive reality. And I've been coaching for 20 years and a whole variety of, from cash flow to leadership to mindset to business. And 4 years ago, when I was focused on conscious business coaching, I really started out with the typical, like, do more in less time, and it's about time management and reclaiming your time and all those buzzwords, and focused on grossing 6, 7, whatever, all of that stuff. And what I realized when I looked under the hood of all my clients is that what was always at the root, if you pinpointed through all the noise, there was always something like toxic relationships, or they didn't love themselves, or they kept getting sick and they didn't know why, right? There was all these other things, even though they looked super, super, super successful on the outside, that once we aligned it and harmonized all parts of themselves from the mind, body, heart, and soul, spirit, then that's when magic happened and things opened up. And so many of these people were dealing with the hustle and grind, which is very, can be glorified in certain business circles. I, having been a financial advisor back in the day, was totally burned out, and even though I was doing well financially. And so I wanted to go from burnout to balance to brilliance. And really the balance doesn't really exist. I think a better word is harmony. Having better energetic harmony. So that's what the class is we look at from an energy perspective, your mind, body, heart, and soul. And everybody's got 24 hours in the day. Yet why do some people accomplish so much more and have less to do, like Aaron was talking about? Consider it's their energy management. So what is energy? And just so we're on the same page, because people could come up with a lot of things from a science perspective, right? If you think about an atom or a molecule, break it down into atoms, and you break that down into to scale, right? So if you take an atom, it has protons and neutrons in the nucleus and the electrons flying around. And a football stadium, if that was the size of an atom, the nucleus, believe it or not, you can look it up, is a blueberry. That's it. A blueberry that's most of the density of an atom. And then you have the protons and neutrons flying around. And then that's a lot of space between the blueberry and the edges of the freaking stadium where the electrons are zipping around. And all of that space is potential energy, right? And there's quantum physics and all these things that are starting to figure out exactly what that potentiality, how we can actually shift and shape things. But essentially, if you think about energy at a high frequency, and the more that it condenses down into matter, into the third dimension, that's what energy is from a science perspective. Now, from a spiritual perspective, I just call it's life force. Energy is like, if you watch Star Wars, it's the force. It's chi, ki, in other cultures and so forth. And it's literally what makes things move. So if you've ever watched someone pass away, right? Like, you see their life force go. That energy is what we can harness and learn to feel. So I wanted to do a couple of exercises so that you can actually experience that energy that I'm talking about as a life force. So go ahead, and if you can, I know some of you might be driving, do not do this if you're driving, is go ahead and rub your hands and make friction with your hands. You can imagine you're making a fire and feel the heat coming through. Remember to breathe in, out, smile, helps raise that energy up. Maybe your arms are starting to get tired. Good. Just keep getting hot. And then stop and go like this and pretend like you are screwing a light bulb in. So if you're listening to this from audio, just with your palms facing up, twist your hands back and forth, focusing your energy, your awareness on your wrists. Wrists. Woo! Can you feel it? You should feel it. All right, and then start tapping your fingertips and your wrists together. All 5 fingertips and your wrists. Good, good. Now, this is really important. Put your energy, put your awareness into the tips of your fingers. Finger, 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 wrist, wrist, finger, 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 wrist, wrist, finger, 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 wrist. Put it there. There'll be more energy generated if you do this. Putting your awareness there. Put your awareness. Okay, good. And rub again. Okay, and then we're gonna do, if you're sitting, you can do this. We're gonna tap on our stomach. So you're gonna go 2 inches below your belly button, like this. And you're gonna tap with the bottom of your fist. I know this sounds really strange. I'll explain it all in a moment. Anyway, we're using energy travels through light, sound, and vibration. So we're using vibration literally right now. But if you go ahead and tap, not too hard so that you're in pain, but not too light that you don't really feel anything. You wanna tap hard enough that it penetrates a vibration to the small of your back and opens up that area. You close your eyes and just relax. Breathe in through the nose, out through your mouth. Again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. You can even make a sound that releases out more energy. Again, sound is another type of vibration coming from the inside out. If you haven't gone to the bathroom, you might feel the bladder, so you can go to the bathroom if you need to. Okay, good. And then come back. And last, friction, 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 friction. And stop. Can you feel, what do you feel in your hands? Most people will feel it tingle. Yeah, go ahead and share. You can unmute.
Tingles.
They're tingling, yeah. Or
Yes.
vibrating or pulsing, or yeah, I don't know what the right word is, but yeah.
Good.
Tingling.
As you're feeling this, also put your awareness between your hands, like you have an energy ball. And you'll notice it increases when you put your awareness between your hands, energy ball, energy ball, you'll feel it more. Did anybody feel that? There's an increase. Okay, as you inhale now, integrate breath. As you inhale, go out. And as you exhale, contract the energy ball. As you inhale, expand the energy. So then you start to play with it. So people who are highly sensitive may feel this. Don't worry if you don't feel anything at all. That's okay. You got to sensitize to it more. Inhale, exhale. And you start to play with the energy ball if you so wish. And you can go like this, and you can inhale bigger. Ooh, whoa. It feels like electrical current. It can. It can feel like taffy. For some it's cotton, and some they just feel heat. So everybody feels energy differently. If you can't feel it, if you're like me, I could feel nothing when I first started. Bring your fingertips closer together, or you can go back to rubbing or tapping, right? Any of those things can just force yourself to feel something. And notice when you're just feeling the energy, what is your mind doing? Yeah, if you're in the energy, it just goes blank. Very good. Okay, so we could spend a long time there, but I just wanted to give you a taste of what energy is. Everybody has it. It's not special. It's not for the certain few. It's not for certain religions or faiths. It's not for, everybody has access to it. It's around us all the time. So where your mind goes, energy flows. You just experience that. And where energy flows, matter forms. That's an advanced thing we're not going to talk about today. But where your mind goes, energy flows. So bringing that practice of having your attention outside your body, usually, bringing it back into the body, that's what we did with the tapping, and using vibration. We draw the energy back in, and then where your energy goes, where your mind goes, energy flows, right? So you can start to bring your awareness into your body and feel energy. So that's just a very baseline foundational thing that we build on in the 5-week class. And we start with the body, and then we go to the heart, and we look at our emotions and our true self, And then we go into our mind, which is having more peace and a calm state, calming the chatter. And then we go to spirit, which is a shortcut for all three. And we're designing the class so that it's experiential, just like this. So we do a quick 10-minute training and then a 20 minutes of practice. So we'll get to spend longer inside the practice. And then when we'll Q&A for another 15 minutes, and then everyone's bellwether here. So you can, the fair exchange just applies to the first half hour, but I encourage you to stay for the whole 45. And then we live it. That's where the real class begins. It's not when you're with us. That's where you get your recharge, and then you go actually live the principles and practice in your life. So that's what I have for you today. And there's lots of energy principles. And there's so much. We just like barely scratched the surface that I'm going to reveal and share. And you'll see and feel the difference in your life. You'll have tap into more boundless amounts of energy. This is what I'm committed each and every one of you can have, ultimately, to have more health, happiness, and peace. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back to Erin here.
One comment really quick. One of the things, guys, that I love about this is she's doing a teaching. She's presenting a teaching to you, right? Which is what we usually think of as teaching, but teaching is actually in teaching ourselves, and then taking an action step, which she's going to walk us through some kind of action step, which starts to integrate immediately into the body. So rather than the typical, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it the other ways, but the typical presentation of a teaching, and then you go off on your own, you feel motivated, a little inspired, but you get to a point where it's like, I don't really know what to do with this, and there's no action. When she brings in something physical, it helps integrate the truths and the meaning behind what she's teaching even quicker. And then I know we're going to have homework too, which I like. My main question, I think, Anna, for those who don't know, what's the time commitment? I know you just said 30 to 45 minutes. How often?
Yeah, it's 45 minutes a week. I know my initial thing said 30 minutes a week. So for the fair exchange, it's just the 30 minutes. We'll finish the whole training and practice in that time. And then 15 minutes is Q&A, just for support. So you can leave after 30 minutes if you'd like.
That's cool.
And the actions I'm giving you isn't like homework. It's like micro actions. Like every time you go to the bathroom, do this little action or things like that. And so they're fun and they're integrated. So there's not really extra time when you're even integrating it in the week.
So I think Catherine had a question.
Well, I was going to say I am able to actually now commit. I know, and I was talking to you about the 30 minutes, but
Yay!
Just the 15 minutes after, I won't be able to, as long as it's not considered rude to dash out. But I'd love to be able to be there live.
I'll make a break on purpose. Yeah, I'll close it out and be like, for any of those that want to stay for Q&A, please do so. Yeah,
I'm very, very excited, and I just a comment. I really loved how in that short time you did that, it really brings so much more life. Like, you're so energized and so within yourself, nothing else kind of gets in, and it was just instantaneous in just such a short amount of time. You just feel instantly more alive. So it's wonderful. Thank you.
Our energy potential, we like use 10% or 5% of it. It's so ridiculous. And when you learn how to actually use 50, 60, 70%, you'll be amazed at what's possible, right? Like you sleep less, you don't have to sleep as much. You know how children have boundless energy? I want to return you to that state. And that is like totally possible. I wasn't always like this. I mean, I had IBS and ailments, and I was angry, if you can imagine this. I was so busy, I refused to even spend 2 minutes a day for myself. Like I talked smack to my yoga teacher. He was like, Anna, I'm worried about you. You need to spend more time on yourself. And I was like, how long is this going to take? And he's like, 30 minutes. I was like, 30 minutes? Are you kidding me? I don't have that. And I was so angsty. And now I spend like an hour and a half meditating in like total silence, and another hour like with other energy work. So I do that 2-3 hours a day or more. But yeah, anyway, and I sleep like less, like 6 hours, like I don't have to do 8 anymore. But I still have lots of energy, and I still accomplish like a lot.
So I just put the link in the chat. We'll also probably send it out to you guys too, or post it in the different places that we all get together in. So you can check it out, read a little bit more about it, register for it. It starts next Monday, correct, Anna?
Yep, at noon Pacific, 2 p.m. Central.
And I encourage you that if the thoughts of I don't have time or that time slot is taken, I encourage you, even if it's not with this course, when things come up that are about you first and foremost and taking care of you, look at it as like, can I move this around? It's the only way these things are really going to sink in and actually change your life is when we watch for those destination thinking thoughts like, oh, can't do it that time, maybe next time. Take a look at those thoughts, say, can I do it? Can I move something? Can I take a half hour for myself at that time of day? I encourage you to start doing that and thinking differently than the regular way you've done things. That is if you want to change things and are seeking more fulfillment and more energy. If you're not, then keep doing what you're doing and let's create a course for you to share, But anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, curiosities, anything? I know some of you guys are just listening in. Nobody, huh?
And did anybody not feel the energy? That's what I'm curious about. Because talk to me afterwards. After this, I'm always happy just to answer questions in general. Because I was in that place and it was very frustrating when everyone's like, I feel the energy. And I was like, I don't. What's wrong with me? But if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Cool. Well, sounds like everybody's got it all wrapped around their head. Really fun.
Brilliant.
Yeah, Jonathan, I'm hoping you're going to join us. I'll be doing it. And there's Corrine. I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is down in the corner. The butterflies. Cool. All right. Well, if nobody has any other questions or curiosities or comments or anything, I guess we can wrap it up.
Awesome.
We'll have this recording available as well, and you have the link, and we'll also send you out the link to register through email and whatnot. So, thanks for coming.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you as well for doing this.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
We'll see you guys.